Hey guys, this is John with Cold Case Gear, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about Gaia GPS and Gaia GPS Premium, show you why it may be worth it for you if you spend a lot of time outdoors. Gaia GPS has been a staple in my kit for the last over 5 years. I use it to track my activities, I use it to explore new terrain, I use it to route certain activities, and then I also use it to look at the different layers which you get as a premium member, and those layers will show me anything from slope angle shading, so I know about avalanche terrain, but it'll also show things like light pollution. Let's say if I want to plan a really fun car camping trip and do some night photography, I want to get away where there's going to be no light pollution. It'll show you things like historical trail data, including historical fire data, so you can see if you might be traveling in an area that has seen an extensive burn. It's a really great tool that works both on your phone, also on your computer. It'll work with your Apple Watch, and you can also send the routes and different tracks and activities that you make. You can send them to a watch. You can send them to a GPS device. So it's a really handy application, and it also works in offline mode, which is terrific when you are not in cell phone service. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features and benefits and why you might want to consider using Gaia GPS. Alright, and so this is what your app is going to look like when you open it up. You can see all of the topographic features in your location. And then when you zoom into locations, you can see all of the different trails that might be in that area. And you can zoom in and really get a lot of great detail here. You can see all the topo lines, you can see how things contour. Now, if you are a premium member, which I recommend doing, you'll have access to all of these different layers. So you can have your topo lines listed in meters if you'd prefer. You've got your light pollution layer, Nat Geo Trails Illustrated, and then there's satellite. Here's your slope angle, snow depth, and there are additional layers to be added. I don't have all of them, but you can see this is extremely in depth. If we pop into the United States, we can look at historical topo data from 1960. Maybe you want to plan some weird historic trail. You can do that. I don't normally use those. Typically the base map works fine for me, but I do like the Nat Geo Trails Illustrated, and you can control the visibility of the layer, so you can go anywhere from 0 to 100. And so this will match up perfectly with the Nat Geo Trails Illustrated print maps. So right here I'm looking at the Continental Divide, and it's just a really neat feature to have. But typically I'm just in the regular map. Now, what is really great and powerful about Gaia GPS is that you can create a route, and when you do this, it will actually snap to the trail. And what do I mean by that? So let's take a look here. Okay, now to create my route, all I do is click on the little plus sign here, create route, and then I'm going to move my waypoint, and then you're going to go ahead and just tap on the trail, and you can see that the route is actually snapping itself to the trail, so that you're not having to make 100,000 waypoints. And so this is a really nice thing to snap to the trail so that you get your accurate readings, and then it's also generating your distance as well as your elevation. And now to save that, all you would do is hit save, pick a title, and that's basically it. Now you can see on my computer that I have a lot of routes created. And this is just nice I like to do it on the computer sometimes because obviously you have a bigger screen, and you can kind of, I think, get the bigger picture of certain things. But it's a pretty intuitive layout. And if you're creating routes and tracks and different activities in similar areas, it might get a little bit cluttered. And so you can always turn off all of the previous things that you've created, so you can start with kind of a clean slate. And on the computer as well, you also have the option to add the different layers and watch them change right in front of you. Okay, so I had mentioned that it's simple to create a route and then send it to a device. So let's take a look at doing that real quick and how that all works. So I'm going to drag my waypoint right here, and we are going to start building a route just by connecting our little waypoints, just like that. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and name that Granite Lake, and we'll save it. And now a really neat thing you can do here is just click on the three dots for more, and you can say, so you can guide yourself, you can get driving directions, you can download maps for the route to use offline, which is really great. Or you can go ahead and hit share, and you can export your file. Now with many devices, you'll want to export in a GPX, and if you have a Garmin device, you can go ahead and export it to your Garmin Explore app. Okay, so I just exported that. And now I'm in the Garmin Explorer app, and we look at our library, look at the routes, and there we have it, Granite Lake. And we can pull up our Garmin and take a look at the saved tracks. And it'll take typically a couple of minutes for it to sync over there, or sync is in progress. So once that's done, I can come into here under my saved tracks, and you can see I have a handful saved in here already, and now I can access that route from my Garmin. Yeah, Granite Lake. And so this is just, Gaia is a really convenient solution for both mapping, routing, and exploring your terrain. Another really neat feature with Gaia is that you can just look for hikes that other folks have done nearby. And so this is helpful for if you're maybe going through a new area area and you want to see what all's around you, so that you can go and do a hike. And using this search feature will help you to do just that. And it'll pull up all the important information that you need, and you can save the maps and the activities for offline use. And again, you can just go ahead and get directions to the trailhead. So it's a really, really handy feature. You have a whole folder for all of your saved maps. So you can take a look here. I've just basically have downloaded an area map so that I can get more detailed information saved for offline usage. Like, I've pretty much downloaded all of Colorado, all of Utah, all of Arizona, and New Mexico, so that I can reference these when I am away. And so that is Gaia GPS and some of the really great features in Gaia Premium. I highly recommend that you check it out and add it to your arsenal of outdoor applications. I hope you enjoyed. You can always subscribe to our newsletter and get our free guide to the 3 best applications for use in the outdoors, as well as a really nifty layering system to get the most out of your outdoors experience.